question for David. You were so kind to come when Mark was out. It's been quite a while ago, and you came that Sunday morning and delivered a sermon. And to tell you the truth, I don't remember the sermon real well, but you said something that has stuck in my mind, that if you would expound on it. You said that sometimes God humiliates us to teach us. Do you remember that particular sermon?
No, that was his testimony.
But that's stuck in my mind. It's hard for me to believe that God would deliberately humiliate us.
I'm not sure if I could be truthful and say he actually humiliates us, as in if he orchestrates it, but by my own human nature and the human nature that you read in the Scripture, the men in the Bible make such mistakes that it is humiliating. You think about Peter denying Jesus and then later having to live with that, that's a humiliation. You think of Paul, who killed people before he met Jesus, and now he has to go through life proclaiming Jesus and admitting that he killed people for their religious beliefs. That's humiliating. The biggest one that reveals to me man's humanity and our faith following God is Ezekiel. Ezekiel called fire down from heaven. That's an intimacy with God. They believed him so much that immediately they killed all the false prophets. So 400 people lost their lives because they were against the God that we believe. Okay? Then, just a half a breath after that, he's running away because he's scared of Bathsheba, that she might hurt him. Then he goes to a cave and hides. And I encourage everybody to read this story because it shows you how much a prophet, a preacher, a man of God, he's in there crying, fearful, and truthfully, if I was probably the guy on the end can answer this one, he's clinically depressed. Yet he still loves God. And you think about that, that's very humiliating. But yet that's what the Scripture shows. And so if you read Scripture and you look at it, something like that, we as men of God get ourselves in some embarrassing situations that we have to live with, that either we, chose to go in that direction and messed up, or B, we were in that direction and it doesn't look pretty anymore. So that's how I believe I said it and meant it. I can't find where God would orchestrate us to be humiliated, but I can see where Dave Dover has messed up enough and made it to be humiliating. Okay?
Keeping on the theme of humiliation, you got a few names wrong, but we love you. It wasn't Ezekiel, it was Elijah. And it wasn't Bathsheba, it was Jezebel.
Thank you.
So there you go. Look, not only do you get a quality answer, you get an object lesson. That is the kind of service we bring to you at these events.
There you go. Oh, I couldn't have accepted that better if I wanted.
And I will say, I will add to that. We talked about over the last couple of weeks, prayer and unanswered prayer and trusting God whenever you don't understand what's going on. And the truth is that sometimes God, you say, God, why would he allow something? Well, sometimes he needs to allow that humiliating moment to take us down a peg because we need to be. Or because that's the only way that we're going to get to a point where, as the Rich Mullins song says, I can't see where you're leading me unless you've led me here to where I'm lost enough to let myself be led. That sometimes that's where we need to be, where he needs to allow us to walk through that because that's what it's going to take for us to finally listen.